my face.
She's a furry creature.
I'm a little furry. But this is they don't say this, but an upside to using lasers is your hair goes away. I mean, I haven't had any hair growth on my face. It is phenomenal. And I'm so worried that I'm pretty much almost done with my treatment. My skin is perfect. I think I have a couple more to go and I'm done. And I'm really worried that my hair growth is going to come back. My skin's not going to look as good.
Your little beard and mustache.
I finished my last treatment, I believe it was back in September. And I just went to see the doctor this week. So I hadn't seen him for about 3 months, maybe 4 months. And my hair just started coming back a little bit.
Oh.
I had facial hair too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So Dr. Shieh, what's the recommended treatment protocol? I know everyone's a little different depending on the severity of the melasma or what you're treating.
Yeah, I mean, we usually let people know that because of how this treatment works, it's very advanced. It's high energy, high power, but it's in very short pulses. So it's actually very effective on what it's trying to do, but it's gentle on the skin. But with melasma, we do have to treat it very carefully because if you over-irritate it, it'll cause melasma to come back darker again. So we're trying to fade it. So it is a series of treatments, and we usually do about 1 treatment per week, up to about 10 treatments on average. Some people, though, it's sooner. Like with Anita, we started her treatments, and we were doing it weekly, and after about 4 or 5 weeks into it, which we usually let people know at 4 to 5 weeks, you're probably not seeing anything yet. Some people do start seeing changes, but most people don't see anything yet. And she was actually getting very frustrated. That's why she said she'd come in and she needed a pep talk and just encouragement.
But it's going to be okay.
Yeah, actually,
everyone needs.
Actually, I remember.
Everyone
yes,
needs one of those.
yes, we do.
I remember she came in and she was pretty discouraged because she didn't see changes yet. But you're not supposed to see it that quickly. And after we saw her in the office, I thought, wow, she's probably not going to come back again. So the next week, she actually shows up, and I thought, oh, good, she shows up. But when she walked in, my other staff looked at me and said, did you see her? And we're like, yeah, is that makeup on her? And they're like, no, there's no makeup on her. She looks so much better. So within a week, there was a big change. She went from, I'm really frustrated, it's just not working, to next week, suddenly it was great. And then the following week, it was better than that. And so we let people know, I mean, your skin has I let people know their face has about 6 weeks worth of skin on their face. Meaning any new skin cells being born today that are being created, it's going to take 6 weeks before it gets to the surface and then sloughs off. So in the melasma, in that sense, there's some pigment that's just sitting on your face. It's not coming off completely right away. Now, if the IPL RF treatments really bring them up, and within a week, they just fall off.
They're gone.
But this one is doing it more gently. It's breaking it down so your body, you have to wait for the skin to push it all out. So usually we let people know it's about 10 treatments. Some people within 4, 5, 6 treatments, they're already starting to see the results. And then afterwards, we'll do maintenance. But maintenance could be different on everybody. Some people, they get no recurrence, and a year later, they think, well, maybe I'll do some just because they want skin rejuvenation. Then there's some people, if their hormones and their body, what's inside is still trying to bring about new melasma, it's possible to get melasma to still come back. And so those people might have to do 1 treatment every month or 2, or, and it's at that point, it's not even just for the melasma. You kind of want it anyway, just to give you a nice glow to your skin. So it's a benefit. I mean, you get the best of both worlds. You get your melasma taken care of, but you have nice skin. Now, hair growth, this type of laser happens to be really good for that fine hair.
Yeah.
So that's what you guys are talking about, because normal laser hair removal is for dark, thick hairs. And then the fine ones, they say, well, we can't get those. But now with this type of treatment, because the way the energy is delivered, it can help with the fine hair reduction. Yeah. So that's what's great about it.
Nice bonus.
Yeah, it's a great bonus. And
Great bonus.
But so this technology, it is quite a breakthrough. I mean, it's that miracle we've been praying for the past 10 years for melasma, but it's also that type of technology that allows us to have other types of effects, such as tattoo removal without scarring the skin. We're not trying to burn that tattoo away and then you have to replace it with a scar. What we're going to do is use these really nanosecond, which is a billionth of a second type pulses that break up the pigment in the tattoo so that your skin it just fades from your skin, not scarring it. So there's a lot of things that we can do with this.
That is fantastic. I mean, so many things. And we're lucky. We live in Los Angeles. We live in a big city. So this technology tends to come to us first. You know, New York, Los Angeles, maybe Miami, maybe Chicago, you know, the bigger cities. But what if people aren't in a big city? What do they do then? Do they just wait for this technology to hit them?
Well, if you
do a road trip, come to Pasadena.
I don't know what else to say. You should try to find somebody that has the right technology. But if you just go to a place, they might just try to give you what they have,
right? And
they'll try to utilize a different laser, and they'll say, yeah, this can work on melasma. So in the past 10 years, I've done I think about 170 presentations, seminars, conferences at anti-aging conferences, laser seminars. And I'll hear doctors share what they think could work for melasma, and knowing that there really wasn't anything at that time. And they would try a fractional laser. They would do some kind of IPL, some laser, and maybe they got lucky once or twice, but you definitely do not want to do those things. So I would still approach it with caution. Ask them, is this FDA approved, or has this been FDA approved for melasma? If it's not, I would be very cautious about utilizing those energy-based treatments, those lasers. But there are creams that you would use. Treatments for melasma that people commonly know about are hydroquinone, which is like a bleaching cream that suppresses melanin production. It suppresses the production of the color. There's a retin-A that you use with it. Other things would be vitamin C serum, pure C. There are more natural type of skin lighteners now.
What about Cosmoline?
Cosmoline is a brand name for another type of skin lightener that uses a combination of natural skin lighteners that are not hydroquinone. Okay. So there are different things.
Some people want to avoid that because they're worried about health risks.
Well, yeah, but then my girlfriend had it and it worked for a while, but then, like you said, it always comes back.
Right. Yeah. Because it's the topical creams you're doing, what they do is it suppresses the chemical process in the skin that makes color. So in the cells, it makes the color called melanin. Actually, melanin gives us our ethnic look. You know, so I have more melanin than Ashley, and then you're probably in between us, and Elijah is different than, Anita. And and it gives us our ethnic look. If you lose all the melanin and you see it in people like that, you see people that they all look white. Everybody ends up looking Caucasian, right? Even though they started out differently. But those are conditions that we see, like in Michael Jackson or something. Yeah, right. So the melanin is produced by this chemical reaction in those cells called melanocytes. Now, these creams basically slow down that production. But see, melasma is not just that it just happens to make more in that area. What happens is those cells are actually abnormal. These melanocytes that make color, they become enlarged, and they have these appendages like tentacles that reach out. Normally, they're just thin, small ones that branch out from the melanocytes, these color-producing cells, and then they feed color to our skin cells, and they give us a certain color. In melasma, these little appendages are actually overgrown, and they extend quite far through the skin, and they're pumping a lot of color into your skin cells, so it looks darker. The bleaching creams just slow down production, but the cells are still abnormally shaped. They still have these large tentacles reaching all over the place. With the spectral laser, it actually causes those appendages, those tentacles, to shrink back down into normal structure. So there are studies using three-dimensional electron microscopy where they can three-dimensionally look at cells in your skin, and they found that they were abnormal in melasma, but after the treatments, those cells regressed into a normal shape. Wow. So that's how that works.
Very cool.
And this is only with the Spectra, which is FDA approved for melasma. So other lasers are not going to have that effect.
Correct. I mean, there are going to be other lasers coming out now that they know this technology. They understand it. The nanosecond type, very short pulse called the Q-switched ND-YAG laser is technically what it is. And it's very short pulses that is what's able to accomplish this. There's going to be new lasers, other companies coming out trying to sell their version of it. But the Spectra was the first one that was FDA approved last year, and probably the only one that was last year. And then now there's probably some other lasers that are trying to ride in on that, copycat it. But that is the horizon for us is great.
It's so exciting.
I mean, it's a great time to be aging, to have these skin conditions.
It's true.
Hey, thank you.
because we have those solutions for you. In the past, it was, well, hide it as much as you can with makeup until you do some surgery. And that really didn't even address the problems.
No.
The skin is still old. So what we want to do is help you using these early intervention things that are minimally invasive to help avoid things that are later that are more drastic that leave you unnatural.
Now, you can find Dr. Shieh at RejuvaYou. We've put up all the links at the Kpod.com. Also, if you're listening to this show on your computer or from your iPod, we actually had Elijah film the entire episode. And it's going to be up at RejuvaYou, and we have a link to that as well. We're going to put everything up at the Kpod.com, but you got to check this out. Take a look. Not only did we shoot the entire podcast, we have before and after shots. We can also put the before and after shots up at the Kpod as well. Yes. But you can find all of the information, where to find Floyd, where to find Dr. Shieh, up at the Kpod.com. And don't forget to take a look at the show. I want to thank you, Anita and Jennifer, so much.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, for telling your story and for being brave enough to come out and say, this is what I had and this is what I had to do to get rid of it. Yeah, a lot of people don't want to talk about it. A lot of people don't want to talk about things that they've done to their face.
They hoard all the good stuff.
They
Thankfully,
do.
Kerri, she's a loudmouth. She'll tell everyone.
I am. I look at,
She stops people on the street and says, you have to go. Yeah. She had me on the cell phone the other day with a random person to say, because I was a doubter with the IPL. And she said, tell him what happened to you. And I said, all my freckles went away. Click.
Yeah, so now you're going to have another one of my friends hitting you up very soon. But yeah, so take a look. And I know there's a lot of information here today. But if you go away with just one thing, knowing that something can help you, and that if you do have melasma and if you're embarrassed about your skin, you don't have to go under the knife to fix it. You don't have to do these horribly invasive treatments. There is Dr. Shieh and RejuvaYou Medical Spa. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Definitely.
Thank you, Kerri.
All right.
Thank you, Kerri.
Thank you, guys.